And, interesting to note, Stuttgart there has a very small American flag growing under it. Hold on 1 second. Exalted One. Our wise men have discovered the secrets of industrialization. Now we can build a factory. We can also build the Statue of Liberty wonder. Interesting. One little thing to note. Statue of Liberty, that is a DLC wonder. You will not be able to use that and without buying the DLC. Once again, dirt cheap. And the Statue of Liberty wonder, it costs 175 resources. That is false. It costs 350. Scientist boy here seems to give me half the number. Seems to tell me only half the numbers. And if we build it, all cities under our control will grow by 2 population. And a factory costs 200 resources. That is accurate. And if we do it, production will increase. Specifically, if you're any other civilization except the Americans, it will go up. It will double the amount of production in your city. So let's take Boston for a moment. It has 22 production right now. It would get 44 if it had a factory. However, the American special ability, which we just saw, means that with a factory, I get triple production. Meaning 22 production would become 66. Interesting, isn't it? And our civilization is the first to discover industrialization. As a result, we receive this bonus. Plus 5 gold in each city. Okay. Alright, actually, before I click on this bonus with industrialization. This is one of the biggest bonuses in the game. This is a technology you want to, almost at any cost, be the first to. It is a huge, huge advantage to get that gold coming in. I can, once again, I say with Magna Carta that that's a must-get wonder. Industrialization is a must-get technology first. Get that one first at all costs if you can. Okay. And now, O great leader, our wise men require my guidance. What shall we research next? Metallurgy, his favorite technology. Again, his favorite technology. Mainly a military technology, and we could build cannon units. Printing press can lead to culture. And he can't live without it, apparently. Electricity. He wants it so bad, it's a scientifically significant technology. And with it, we could build submarine units. The railroad. We've got to have it. It's mainly a military technology, and we could build an iron mine. Communism. That's right, communism. Americans possibly researching communism. Very much a contradiction. However, communism. His favorite technology again. It's also mainly a military technology, and it gives us the new government, communism. Mass production. Can't live without it. It's mainly a military technology, and we could build modern infantry units. Plus, we could build with aluminum. Now, keep in mind, modern infantry units. We have riflemen. If we had modern infantry, we would be on par with technology of today. And steel. He wants it so bad, it's a military technology, and we could build battleships to improve over our cruisers. And is there anything else? The corporation. We've got to have it. It's mainly a military technology, and we could build the military-industrial complex wonder. And that's it. Alrighty. Well, out of all these, the most important one to get here is railroad. I said that industrialization was a must-get technology first. Here's another one. Railroad is another technology that you want to get first at any cost if you can. I'll show you why. However, our glorious civilization has completed the Shakespeare Theater wonder in the city of Boston. Now our culture will be doubled in this city. Interesting. Alright, so we have a wonder going. Let's see, we're going to set Boston to build a factory. And we're going to put to rout Gandhi's little single horseman over there. 9-on-1, it's an easy victory. And however, we are in range of Buto now, which tells me, what do you have in here? 15 defense archer army, as expected. And we can also take a look into Elephantine. Defense Archer Army, only 12. 15 and 12, the difference being the army in here is a veteran, while this is green. These are fresh green troops who have not seen battle. So that is the easier target. However, geographically, Buto is the better one to take just because it's easier to hold because it's closer to me and it's not in between two cities. And there's another reason why that would be easier to take. Advantage of terrain. This hill square right here, I believe. Actually, I'll have to... hill square, normally a good spot to attack from. However, it's a little tough to tell, but it actually may be canceled out by the river that's flowing there, which would mean that it would 50 plus attack power from attacking from a hill, and minus 50% attack power from attacking over a river. If we ever attack the city, which I'm sure we're going to eventually, I will investigate that. However, always be cautious when you're attacking a city and pay very close attention to the terrain. It's easy to get fooled into thinking there's no river where there is one. However, whenever there's a hill, try and get it if it's not too far out of your way. That's the best place to attack a city. Alright. Now, however, we're going to retreat our horsemen because I don't like them being out in the open in that completely barren desert square. That is what, being out in the open like that is what led to my, to my devastating battle with Bismarck in, episode 6. Now, it wasn't really devastating. Ultimately, I won the battle, and the losses were relatively even. However, at the time, I only had 3 armies out in the field, and 2 of them were destroyed because they were fighting in open terrain, which is really, really, really dumb. Never leave your troops out there in the open if you can help it. Always put them in trees to protect them, or in a hill to not only protect them, but increase your attack power. I will not stress that enough. Actually, I've received a request from some people asking me to play a game to the best of my ability sometime. I'm really putting that under consideration. However, one of the things that defines being skilled at this game is using the terrain to your advantage. Ultimately, how good your cities are, there's a lot of luck actually involved in that because ultimately your starting point really affects what kind of land you're going to have available to you. And while it's possible that if you're lucky and you're quick, you can get to territory far away from you before someone who's really close to it. And if you can, that's really good for you. You got lucky. However, in most cases, where you start really, really reflects what you're going to have available to you for the majority of the game. So, ultimately, what defines making a player good isn't how good your cities are, well, with the exception of the fact of how you strategically place them, but it's ultimately making the best use of what you have. That's what really defines being skilled at this game. I've overcome numerous people by making better use of my resources, and when they had significantly more. Just how you use it. Alright, that aside, we're going to send our Lightning Knights to Washington. We're going to... Actually, we're going to set our riflemen out here in the field. I'm going to cover those trees. Hold on one second. Go back to that for a moment. I'm going to cover these trees because it seems to be the most direct approach for any army that Gandhi sends my way. So, if we hold those trees, we can force him to have to go around, buying us an extra turn of time, and also giving us a strategic point to counterattack from before he even reaches my walls. Alright. Alrighty, so the knights are in the city, and you know what? We're going to set Washington to creating us some cruisers. And we're going to continue our attack around. Alright, so now we have this second cruiser, which we're going to set over here to keep an eye on Hyderabad, because that is my next target. Gandhi is not going to have that island for much longer. Alright, let us go to Washington and end the turn. Culture of our people has allowed the great person of... Here's another name I'm going to botch. Sarah Lunsford, I believe, if I'm remembering your name correctly. Here's another name for you to correct me on, I'm certain. Otto Lienthal, to appear in the city of Boston. I'm so obsessed with my city of Boston because it's so awesome. Alright, the culture of our people has allowed the great person Otto Lienthal to appear in the city of Washington. If we develop 12 additional great people, wonders, or converted cities, we will be ready to build the United Nations and win a cultural victory. A-okay.
Follow 'em.
And the library has been built in Abydos, and we're going to set it to a factory. Alright, oh, actually, now that I'm looking at Stuttgart, just want to take a look at Stuttgart here. When we had the top 10 cities list, I pointed this out. I currently, under Stuttgart, which has this big German flag on top of it, however, underneath that, there's a smaller American flag. What does this indicate? Stuttgart is on the verge of being culture flipped by me. My culture is too far expanding, too great, that it's becoming very, very attractive to the citizens of Stuttgart, and they are coming very close to considering handing this city over to me without a fight. They want to abandon Bismarck and come over to my civilization because my culture is so great that they'd rather be American than German. However, that's only in the game. That has absolutely nothing to do with real life. Let me stress that right now before I get a negative comment on it. Absolutely nothing to do with real life. That's only in this game. Let's see. And we're going to have Washington build us another cruiser. So now we have 3. And we're going to set this one to occupy that whale spot. And what have we got here? You know what? We are going to build some units before we get that rifleman out there. Conquering Rifleman the Conquering Rifleman is going to get the march ability because the other one already has leadership. Alright, and we're going to set them into our cruiser. We're going to set our Knight Army into the cruiser. We can permanently settle the great scientist Otto here in the city of Washington, where he will add 50% to science production, or we can use him to immediately complete the our study of railroad. What shall we do?